Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to break down complex stories, cut through the noise, and give you the core insights.
And today, we're tackling a story packed with some pretty intense dramatic irony. We're talking family secrets, big emotional bets.
Yeah, imagine this scenario. You've got this ultimate rock star god. Right?
Younger.
And then there's this top-tier pro football quarterback.
Dean Robillard, Chicago Stars QB, famous, charming, the whole package.
Right. And it turns out the rock star is his absentee father. But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's always more. So this quarterback, Dean, he's kind of falling apart a bit, and he ends up falling like head over heels for this artist.
Lou Bailey. And get this, he meets her when she's wearing a beaver costume.
A promotional beaver costume. Yes, minus the head, thankfully. It sets the tone, doesn't it?
It really does.
Right.
So our source material gives us this deep look into these two, Dean and Blue, very complex people, in our mission.
Our mission is to unpack all these hidden relationship dynamics, the character motivations, stuff buried under layers of wit, and honestly, serious emotional armor.
Definitely. Let's set up the core conflict. Dean, wealthy, famous QB, trying to escape it all in this secluded Tennessee farmhouse.
And then you have Blue, broke, fiercely independent, maybe a bit of a drifter, known for her sharp edges and, well, a very sharp tongue.
It's this massive contrast. Privilege versus, well, not privilege.
Exactly. And more than that, it's repression meeting rebellion. Dean's running from fame, a bad injury, this idea that his perfect life just cracked.
And Blue.
Blue's running too. From her past, needing money, basically a lifetime of people letting her down. It's a collision course.
Okay, we have to talk about that meet cute. The beaver costume. It's legendary for setting up the absurdity and the desperation.
Totally. So picture Blue walking home after this terrible promotional gig for Ben's Big Beaver Lumberyard, full costume, like you said.
And the description of her is so vivid. All sharp angles, petite, these grape lollipop eyes, but a chin that looks like it could cut glass. Very defensive.
Absolutely. And then Dean pulls up in his super flashy Aston Martin Vanquish.
Which immediately makes Blue think,
He must be gay. Because, you know, the car, and apparently his shoes, she mentally tags them gay boots, $1,200 boots.
which Dean finds hilarious.
Oh, he loves it. He's looking for a distraction, remember? So he just leans into it, plays along, says he's a part-time model, part-time quarterback.
Okay, but why? Why not just say, I'm Dean Robillard? What's the real reason for the game?
Well, it's deeper than just wanting a hookup. Dean's in a bad place. His shoulder injury wasn't just physical, it triggered real depression. His whole perfect life narrative, gone.
So Blue is, what, a shield?
Kind of, yeah. He needs a buffer. Someone unpredictable, someone sharp enough not to fall for the usual Dean Robillard charm. She's perfect interference, as the source puts it, against the fans and the women chasing his fame.
So he's using her, basically.
Yeah.
Outsourcing his emotional defenses because she's too prickly to be a groupie.
It's definitely self-serving, no question. But Blue, she's got her own reasons for agreeing. She's completely broke.
Right, the mom situation.
Yeah, her mom, Virginia Bailey, who's actually a Nobel nominee, believe it or not, stole Blue's savings, needed it for a ransom payment in Colombia.
Wow. Okay, so Blue's left with what, like 18 bucks?
$18, and her car dies. So suddenly, she's totally dependent on this guy she just met, this guy playing games for food, shelter, transport, everything.
So she agrees to be his, like, attack dog sidekick while trying to pretend she doesn't feel anything for him?
Exactly. The level of denial on both sides is huge. They're both desperately trying to control feelings they can't actually control.
And speaking of things spinning out of control,
Oh.
the Tennessee farmhouse.
Yeah.
That's where the real chaos kicks in.
Oh, yeah. The beaver costume seems pretty normal compared to this. So Dean buys this farm, hires an electronic housekeeper, Mrs. O'Hara, sight unseen, to manage renovations.
And Mrs. O'Hara turns out to be...
His estranged mother, April Robillard.
Oh, boy. And Dean's reaction. I gather it wasn't warm and fuzzy.
Not exactly. The source uses the phrase Mrs. fucking O'Hara. So, yeah. Explosive anger, pure fury.
Stemming from...
Deep, deep maternal issues. April was a former addict, a groupie, basically abandoned him to boarding schools while she lived the rock star life. He sees this whole housekeeper thing as just another manipulation.
Even though she's sober now. Trying to make amends.
That's the tragic part. April genuinely seems to be trying. She took the job secretly to build him a real home, the kind she never gave him. But Dean? He can't see past the abandonment, the old persona. The wound's too deep.
It's incredibly raw. And this is where Blue steps in again, right? Does something unexpected.
Totally. The tension is so bad, Dean's just laying into April. Blue can't stand it. So she blurts out this lie. and tells Dean his mother is dying, just to make him stop, to force some compassion out of him.
Wow, that's a huge gamble, interfering like that.
It is, and it shows Blue dropping her own defenses for someone else. It's a big character moment.
Does he find out it's a lie?
Oh, yeah. Later.
Yeah.
And it causes a massive breakdown in trust between them, obviously. But interestingly, the source notes, he admits he was glad she wasn't really dying.
So the lie? It kind of worked. It cracked through his anger.
In a messed up way, yes. It exposed that he did care. That under all that fury, there was this wounded part of him. It made him more human to Blue, maybe.
Okay, so mother issues are on the table. What could possibly complicate things further?
How about the arrival of the absentee rock star father, Mad Jack Patriot?
Oh, of course. Why not? Does he just show up?
Not quite. He shows up because his other child, Dean's half-sister Riley, has run away and found Dean.
Wait, a half-sister? How old?
11. Riley's mom recently died, and she ran away from her step-aunt, who was apparently awful to her neglect, body shaming. So Riley went looking for the famous dad she never knew.
And Mad Jack's reaction is typical rock star dad.
Pretty much. Ready to bolt. Avoid responsibility. Just like he did with Dean, presumably.
But Dean reacts differently.
Completely differently. This is a huge turning point for Dean. He stands up, fiercely defends Riley. He actually yells at Jack, challenges him to give this kid 2 lousy weeks of his time.
So the team starts forming.
Exactly. This chaotic mix, Dean, Blue, April, Riley, they become this unlikely family unit. Dean's idea of family shifts. It's not about blood relatives who let him down anymore. It's about who shows up, who stays.
That idea of showing up, of commitment, that really becomes the central theme now, doesn't it? Especially as things get more serious between him and Blue.
Absolutely. It moves beyond just distraction and into real vulnerability, like with Blue's art.
Right. She's an artist, but she's terrified to show her work. Thinks it's just
cutesy crap. That's her phrase. She resists painting this mural Dean wants in the dining room because it means showing her real self, the soft part under the hard exterior.
But she eventually does it.
She does. Paints these beautiful, delicate landscapes, dewdrops, flowers, and Dean's reaction's perfect. He looks at them and says they're completely wrong and incredibly beautiful.
He sees her past the armor.
Exactly. It's huge validation. It starts to break down her walls. But of course,
she immediately panics and tries to run.
Well, she tries to reassert her independence anyway. Takes a job painting a portrait for this local bigwig, Nita Garrison.
And Nita turns out to be bad news.
Very bad news. Total town villain.
Yeah.
Nita actually frames Blue for theft. Plants a diamond necklace, basically takes her hostage to force the town's hand on some development deal. It's convoluted but nasty.
Does Dean rescue her?
He hesitates at first, wants to see if Blue can fight her own way out, maybe, test her strength. But then things escalate. Big time. They think Blue might be pregnant.
Oh, wow. Okay. How does Dean react to that, given his own father issues?
It hits him like a freight train, according to the source. Instant commitment. He realizes immediately he would never abandon his child, ever. So he proposes right then. Marriage, living together, whatever she wants, full commitment.
The ultimate step for him.
And Blue
Rejects him, flat out.
Why? After everything. After wanting exactly that kind of security. Because deep down, she's still terrified. She believes that eventually, inevitably, he will leave her. That being rejected by someone like Dean later on would destroy her, so she tries to preempt the hurt.
She sabotaged it herself.
Completely. She even calls herself out on it, saying something like, smack-talking Blue Bailey lost her courage years ago. She thinks she'll always be his dirty little secret.
That's brutal. So what does Dean do? He sees this fear as blocking everything.
He does something pretty radical, a kind of psychological intervention. He calls her a lousy leader for bailing on the team. Then he lays down this ultimatum.
Which is?
He tells her they're done. For now. She has to stay at the farm. Alone.
Yeah.
Until Thanksgiving. No calls, no emails, no visits from him, nothing.
Wait, he just leaves her there?
Yes. The challenge is for her to live every day on faith. Faith that he will come back. She has to prove she has the courage to build roots, to trust his commitment, not just rely on her instinct to run.
That is harsh, but maybe necessary.
It seems like it was the only way to break that lifelong pattern, forcing her to bet everything on trust, the one thing she's always avoided.
Does it work? Does she stay?
She stays, the gamble pays off, she puts down roots, and when football season ends, he comes back and they get married just 7 weeks later.
Wow. So she broke the cycle.
Totally. And the proof is in this final painting she does, a huge canvas for their honeymoon.
Well, darn it.
It's this amazing mural of their future life at the farm, a magical world, puppies, a Super Bowl party. But the key thing, There's a gypsy caravan, her old symbol of drifting.
Yeah.
And it's tied down, secured to the ground with thick vines. Painted permanence.
She literally painted herself staying.
Exactly. And there are babies in a hot air balloon described as natural-born charmers. She imagined a whole future built on staying, on commitment, on faith.
So the story really shows that the biggest risk wasn't the crazy meet cute or the fights or even the initial dependence.
No, the biggest risk, for Blue at least, was choosing to stop running, to finally trust someone else's promise.
It makes you think, doesn't it? When does protecting yourself actually stop you from finding happiness? And maybe the bravest risk isn't running away, but choosing to stay and trust.
That's a powerful thought. Sometimes commitment takes far more courage than leaving.
And that's where we'll leave this deep dive. Join us next time.